Hi guys! Today I have sort of a different tutorial. I wanted to redo a t-shirt that I've had for a very long time and it's just been sitting around. I wanted to find a quick and fun way to redo a t-shirt in a trendy style. So this is what I came up with. This is all using a 2X t-shirt. So if you have an extra large or 2X or really large t-shirt that you want to get rid of and want to find a cute way to upcycle it, just keep watching. For this tutorial, you will need an oversized t-shirt that you no longer use. This one is a 2X and I got it at a thrift shop. Mine is not as long as I would want it, but I'll make it work. So what you want to do is you want to find clothes that you really like the fit of. I have this shirt here. It's a crop top. And I'm gonna line it up with the neck right over here. I actually do like the extended armhole like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow that shape. But I'm gonna need the shirt to know how short or how long I should cut it. And you also wanna grab a skirt that you like the fit of. Something ideally with the same amount of stretch. So right here we can see that my skirt's gonna be a little bit shorter than this t-shirt. That's okay, we're just gonna make it work. It's just gonna be a little bit cropped. So now that you have everything lined up as you want it, it is time to cut. Go ahead and grab your scissors. And you wanna cut 1/2 inch away from the actual skirt. This will be our seam allowance. So cut 1/2 inch around and 1/2 inch around and straight here, because ideally we would give 1/2 inch, but we really do not have any space. So we're just gonna cut around exactly right there. There goes our skirt, and now we want to do the top part. Depending on whether you want to keep the shape of the shirt or you want to follow the original shape, you will cut either outline. So if you want it to be as close to your original, just cut 1/2 inch out, 1/2 inch out, and ideally 1/2 inch out here. But if you want to follow the shape of the original shirt, just give yourself as much room as you can and just cut straight all the way across. Okay, so I flipped my piece and now it's time to sew it. So 1/2 inch seam allowance here, 1/2 inch seam allowance here, so all the way down, and around you're gonna sew also 1/2 inch seam allowance. So let's go sew and I'll be right back. As for this top, I'm gonna add a 1/4 inch elastic here. So I want to do a casing that is at least 3/8 big. So on your wrong side of the fabric, you would flip inward and flip inward again, 3/8 each time. And this is going to create the casing. Do it all the way around, leaving any space open just a little bit. And that is where we would put our elastic in. As far as the top part goes, you want to flip it inside out. And now for the hem, this bottom part, you're going to flip it in 3/8 of an inch, and then you're going to flip it again 3/8 of an inch all the way around. So you want to make sure the bottom is all flipped in 3/8 and then 3/8 again, because this is going to be our casing for our 1/4 inch elastic. That's if you choose to add an elastic on the bottom. So once you flip everything 3/8 in and then again 3/8 in, you're going to sew it all around, leaving an opening, just a small opening, and that is where we're going to put the elastic all the way through. So I'm going to make the casing and then I'll be back to show you guys how it looks like. Alright, once you have gone and sewn the casing, it should look something like this. I left my opening in the back right here. Now you want to go ahead and try this on and see where it lays on your body. I just tried mine on and mine happens to be right above the waist, so I measured around and cut that exact amount without stretching the elastic. Once I have the elastic cut out, I'm gonna put a safety pin on one end and just pass it from here, from one end, inside all the way to reach to the other side, right here. Just tunnel it all the way in. Once you have passed the elastic all the way around, you should have the two ends coming out from the same side, and you want to go ahead and sew 1/2 inch in from both ends, right about there, but make sure both of them are on the same side and they are not turning. So go ahead and sew that. Now that I've sewn the two ends, I'm going to release them in there, and I'm going to go ahead and finish sewing that little edge right there, because we don't want to leave it open. Once you have finished closing that hole, your top is pretty much done. Mine had this opening already created, but what I'm gonna do, since I don't really like the raw edge on it, I'm just gonna turn it back twice to create a clean finish edge there. I'm sure yours might not have that, so you'll be totally fine. Next, let's move on to the skirt. I went to go try on this skirt and it is honestly very short. So I'm gonna go very small on my seam allowance here. If you had a longer t-shirt, maybe you'll be fine. You'll be able to create a longer skirt. But for me, I need to go really small in my seam allowance here. If yours is not as short as mine, you can go ahead and do the 1/2 inch seam allowance, just like we did on the sides. And now that you've tried it on, everything fits well, you want to go ahead and cut a little bit closer to the end, just so all that fabric isn't just hanging out. Do the same to the other side. If your machine has a zigzag edge, you would just go ahead and zigzag all of the ends, and if you happen to have an industrial sewing machine, you can just overlock it one time, and then be done with it. Okay, so all we have to do is close this up, fold it over once, and then twice, 1/4 inch each time, and then we will be done. During these times, I found it so important to step out of my comfort zone and do things that maybe I usually wouldn't. So this is a style I created and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys can find this as inspiration to create any other design that you might like. Maybe lengthen it, maybe make a different top that can tie. I don't know, just there's so many ways to recreate t-shirts, and maybe I'll make a few more videos about this subject, because it was really fun to work with something that's already kind of made, so it's not as hard as creating your own thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed making it and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!